Today I messed up by smacking my left nut as hard as I could. This happened just over an hour ago. After I got off work I went to sit on the back porch to enjoy a beer or two and scroll through YouTube or whatever. After 3 or 4 beers in I was getting a little tipsy. I was just stoked to relax after a long day. This is my normal ritual and I really just enjoy the time alone. Then I met the most ninja flying insect I've ever encountered. The mosquito of death is what I call it now. It was biting away at my left arm when I noticed it. Even in my moderately sedated state, I had a very hard time killing the thing. After multiple bites I was over the company and decided it was about time to go inside when the bitch ass landed right on my crotch. I didn't think twice. Hell, I didn't hesitate one bit. I smacked my left testicle so hard my life flashed before my eyes. The best part is I didn't even kill it. It just started sucking the blood out of my arm again. I've never been so mad at a bug in my whole existence and my left nut still hurts. Today I messed up by making a joke at a baby shower. My co-workers were throwing a baby shower party for one of my colleagues. One of the requests prior to the party was for everyone to give their baby photo so that they could play the Guess Who Is the Baby game. It's important to note that we only have one black employee, let's call him Chris, in our company. I work in a relatively small company, 50 ppl. Everyone arrives and we are having food and wine. I am cautious to drink but decide to enjoy 2 drinks to allow myself to relax. The host, mid-level supervisor, initiates the game and everyone is going through the motions of trying to figure out who is who. Now comes the only black baby photo and my coworker Sarah says Chris's name. I'd cry but I go geez, I wonder what gave it away. There was an awkward silence and then the game proceeded. I'm slightly paranoid my supervisor will call me into the office to discuss it but maybe it's a minor mess up. Today I messed up by having intimate time with a guy. Before I tell the story I would like to underline the fact that this happened in a small conservative town of the South. I, 18M, started to date this cute and sweet, 18M, guy. We had a couple of dates. That went really well tbh, before he invited me to his empty house. We had a fantastic time playing video games before the tragedy happened. We decided to have a little snack before dinner, you know, something light not to ruin the appetite, something like a whole bottle of vodka with just some Doritos. I won't go in detail of what the situation was like but we ended, almost, drunk in his living room, both undressed doing the things you would expect 2 horny teenagers would do in this situation, lol. A small detail I voluntarily omitted is that his dad should have worked extra hours today, and I obviously don't know his work hours so I was actually pretty sure we would have not had any kind of problems. So when he told me that he had to have his phone near because his dad could call to warn him that he would come home early I just shrugged it off by saying that it was not an important thing and that he should not worry about that. So time passes, we're completely undressed and we're doing the stuff while we're in his living room we hear the door open, it was his dad. So we basically panicked really hard. I ran away in his room while he went straight to him trying to explain the whole situation. Long story short while I was dying of embarrassment, wanting to die in that exact moment, worried of what his father would have done to both of us we discovered that he was pretty chill about it. He was more angry because we drank a whole bottle of vodka than for his son having gay sex in the living room of his house. Today I messed up by making an abandoned baby joke. I, 34F, am staunchly child-free and don't have any kids of my own. I actually do like babies and kids just fine. However, I definitely like to make jokes about how inconvenient they are. So over the weekend, a colleague of mine, 33M, was telling me about how on his recent flight from the Atlanta airport someone left a baby in the TSA line. He said at first it seemed like someone just stepped away, but then there was a pretty big fuss and it seemed like someone actually just abandoned the baby there. After some giggling, I said well, I mean I can't really blame them. Babies are super annoying to fly with. He chuckled a little and that was that. Fast forward to later in the evening, a few beers in, we get on the subject of our parents. He mentioned both of his parents were deceased but also that he was adopted. Me, oh, I didn't know what you were adopted. Were you adopted as a baby or when you were older? Him, as a baby. Actually, my biological mom abandoned me at the hospital. OMG, guys. I think my face turned like 6 shades of red. He didn't seem to make the connection to what I said earlier, but I wanted to die. Today I messed up by telling my kid's 3-year-old's friend not to aim the Nerf gun at people. My son and his friend, both 3 years old, were playing with the Nerf guns, and I told them, whatever we do, we don't point these at people, especially people's face. They listened for a bit, until this kid decided I think it would be funny to break the rules and shoot this guy in the face. So what does he do? He runs up to me and shoots me right in the face. Now I've had plenty of injuries, but never by a Nerf gun. This dart hit me dead perfect in my right eyeball while my eye was open. Instantly, I went 100% blind in my right eye. After a few minutes, I realized this was serious, so I went to urgent care. The doctor at urgent care looked more nervous than I did and immediately sent me to the ER. I get to the ER, spend 6 hours there by the time I get out, But I did regain about 10% of my vision since then, and the docs say I should get it back within a few days, hopefully. But the docs also told me this is why you don't let kids play with Nerf guns. Touché, I guess. Wish me luck on my road to recovery.